Hello and welcome to another edition of the podcast. So I want to carry on this week with these little bite-sized episodes of things that you can really just start to implement in your day-to-day in a quick and easy way. So what I want to look at today is the question of what do you need, right? And it sounds like such a basic, simple question, right? What do I need? But it's also possibly one of the most confronting questions you can ever ask, because for the vast majority of us, we've got no idea what the answer is, because we learned a long time ago, quite often, that our needs don't matter or our needs aren't going to be met. And so we pushed our needs down. We stopped having needs so that we didn't have to experience that pain of, well, I had this need, but no one's here to do anything about it. Okay. So it's really my invitation for you this week to start to foster this relationship with yourself where you are more aware of what you need and then can start to make more intentional choices about meeting those needs. And a really, really great place to start is to just notice on a regular basis throughout the day if you're warm or cold. Like, do you need to take off a layer? Do you need to put on a layer? Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Do you need to go to the bathroom? Are you tired? Do you need a little rest from the screen? Do you need to look away from the screen for a minute? And just to really slowly and gently start to build in these quite simple and easy to do practices that are in response to a need that you have. And then what you may find over time is that you are more aware of greater needs, of areas and things where life is pulling you. Okay. And again, it's just seeing like what would be required for you to start meeting some of those needs. And sometimes that process will be very straightforward, and sometimes it won't, because sometimes you will be deeply, deeply conditioned that meeting your needs is wrong or selfish, and that your job really is just to meet the needs of other people. And if you were to meet your needs, then other people might be disappointed or upset. And again, you might have learned that that is very bad. So there might even be some freeze patterning in your system that means that if you go to, even if you imagine yourself saying, oh no, I don't want to do that, I need a day to myself, something stopped you because there is an inhibition in the system preventing you from being able to meet those needs. And you don't need to make that mean anything about you. It's just good information to have. Okay. You might start from that place of feel quite frustrated. I'm quite annoyed. I don't know what my needs are. I don't even know how to start meeting them. Fine. I will look at like, am I thirsty? Am I hungry? Like, I'll start paying more attention to that rather than waiting till the very last minute because I'm in the middle of something at work, go to the bathroom. I'm going to go as soon as I realize I need to go. When I realize I'm thirsty, I'm going to go and get a drink, right? And then where you notice the sticking points, just thinking about, well, what extra support might I need? And then getting that in whatever way that looks like, right? But it's just really, really helpful because when we don't have access to understanding what our needs are, we will override our needs on a regular basis. And when we override our needs and what our systems require, that's when we end up with chronic stress, burnout, overwhelm, illness, because we aren't able to check in with what is being asked of us for our overall health. I just want to finish off today by sharing a little bit of a personal example for this. So Lucy Maeve, who does the breath work with me within my program, she facilitated a beautiful breath journey at the start of February. And when she does these sessions, I tend to join as like a participant. So she holds the space and I take part. And it was very, very clear to me throughout this entire breath journey that what I really needed, what I was being called to do, was to spend some time on my own. right? I really needed this space for me to integrate and to do more of this deep work that I've been doing, right? And I've known it for a while, and I've always had this little pull of like, oh, I feel like I need to go away. But that can feel absolutely impossible in a world where you're in a marriage, as I am. We've got a little dog, and it's like, well, I can't just up sticks and bugger off for a few weeks, because like, how will the rest of life go, right? And so what I've really had to do is pay attention to this thing of like, no, but I really need this time. And then you can also throw in the layers of, well, Nat's dad died. Like, now I can't go. Now I can't leave him because he needs my support. Versus, it's been a challenging few months. Like a lot comes up when someone is going to lose a parent. You know, like it brings a lot up, and there's been a lot to manage and navigate in the house, and actually getting to that place of just remembering, because it's not necessarily that easy, of like, no, wait, my needs matter, and my need right now is clear. My need right now is clear. I need some space. And it was also really, really clear when I tuned into like, well, where is it that I need to be? That I needed to be by the sea. Like, I need to be on my own. I need to be somewhere where I can just be, where I haven't really got a lot of responsibility, and I can go and be in the sea, be by the sea, right? And so I'm recording this in February, on the 22nd of February, but I think that this will probably come out mid-March. So when you are listening or watching this, I will be down in Dorset at the seaside, right? So I've booked myself into a lovely Airbnb for 2.5 weeks, and we're going to do it so that Nat and Sydney, who is the dog, we're all going to go down together for like 3 or 4 days. I'm going to have 10 days down there on my own, and then they will come back down for sort of 3 days at the end. And so it's a mix, it's a balance, but it's giving me some of that time that I need. I've got no idea how much time I'm going to need, but that is giving me that stuff, right? Because I'm at a place where, as uncomfortable as it feels, and it still feels uncomfortable, I'm like, no, I'm going to give myself this time, right? And I just share that as an example because so many of my clients will come to me, particularly if they've got small children, and they're just desperate for a weekend for themselves. They're absolutely desperate. And they're working really hard, and they've got loads of stuff going on. And they're like, I can't possibly take a weekend because, well, say if they are maybe the main breadwinner, so they do the work, and their other half might be at home predominantly looking after the children. You know, other half looks after the children throughout the week. It's not fair if I then go away because they've then got to still do childcare at the weekend. And it's just zooming out a little bit and thinking, like, in the grand scheme of an entire life together, or even an entire childhood for your kids, the odd weekend or even week where you go and take some time just for you to reset, to fill your cup, to give yourself what you need, is only ever going to positively impact everybody else in your life. So just really think about that, and think about what are the conversations that you might be scared of having that might actually end up really positively. You know, like, imagine saying to your other half, I'd really like some time to myself. Like, I just want to go to a spa, or I want to go to a museum, or like whatever it is that you would want to do. And then responding with like, oh my God, me too. Like, can you find a weekend and I find a weekend where we can just go off and be, right? And it might not work like that. Your other half might feel really disappointed. They might have some abandonment stuff. So when you say you want to go away, they might feel abandoned and let down. And then the challenge is, can you do it anyway? Right? Can you still go? Can you still meet your needs? Because I want to offer that being able to do that is the healthier outcome for everyone, even if there have to be some challenging conversations had. Right? So that is what I want to say today. If the idea of going away sounds good to you, but it's just not feasible right now. I have got something that I want to talk about very quickly that you might be interested in. So Lucy, who I mentioned before, who does the breath work in my program for me, she and I are doing a little mini retreat on the 20th of March, which I think, looking at the podcast schedule, is probably this coming Monday. And it's all going to be online, virtually on Zoom. I'm going to take the majority of the day. So it's kind of like I'm running the day. It's going to be, so Monday the 20th is the spring equinox. So it's when the daytime and the nighttime are equal length. And for me, it really signifies like the start of the year. It's like spring's really in full force. And we're starting to feel a bit more energy. The days are getting lighter. So the clocks will have already gone forward in the States. They don't go forward until the following weekend in the UK. But like we're really starting to notice lots of newness at this point. And for me, that's a great time of year to do our intention setting, to do our planning, to really think about, well, what is it that I want from the year ahead? Like, where am I at? What is it that I want? So I want to have a really interactive, like quite fun day. We might do a little bit of spring equinox rituals as well, like just thinking about like what that looks like to bring us into that period. But there will be sort of intention and goal setting done in a really light way. There'll be some coaching, and we'll do some somatic exercises, so that's kind of getting us into our bodies. And then Lucy will come in towards the end of the day and facilitate a breath journey, and then we will all finish together and have like a closing sharing circle at the end. So the day is going to kick off UK time at midday. And because of the time changes, that is 8 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Central time, and 6 a.m. Mountain time. And if you're feeling really brave, 5 a.m. Pacific. And we will run through until about 5:30 UK time, which is 1:30 Central, and then, no, sorry, 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central, right back. 11:30 Mountain, 10:30 Pacific. Look at me with the time zone. So yeah, so it will all be done on Zoom. The coaching part of the day will be recorded for you to watch back. The breath journey will not be recorded because it's really important safety that Lucy is there live when we do breath, so she can, you know, check that everybody's okay throughout the session. That's kind of the process for the day. I will be doing it from the seaside, so not at the seaside. I will be in my Airbnb. And the price for the day is £350. So if you are interested and would like to do that, please just reach out to me. I don't actually know, because obviously it's now February and this is going out in about 3 weeks. I don't know how many spaces there will be left. There's going to be limited numbers because I want to be able to hold space for everybody. But if you are interested, drop me a message, and if there is a space left, you can have it. All right. Take very, very good care of yourself. Don't forget to keep asking, what do I need? And I will speak to you next time.